Affirmative.
Hey guys, I'm Grimy and welcome back to Bite Size Xcom. Our first mission for April is on Highway Bridge. There's very little high cover early on in this map, but there are a lot of exploding cars. So advance as far as you can without being spotted the first turn, then move up again the next turn, detonating any cars that the aliens might be hiding behind, or just using rockets and grenades. Once you blast through the front of the bridge, the back of the bridge has plenty of high cover, so you'll have lots of options with dealing any aliens towards the back end of the bridge. I've purchased 2 arc throwers for this first mission, so I'm going to try and stun an alien. Unfortunately, this is probably one of the worst maps for trying to attempt a capture, so when I see the 3 floaters come up along the front of the bridge, I just blow them up immediately. I'm not even going to risk it, especially not with Seekers breathing down my neck. Since I didn't manage to finish off the Seekers early on, they're really slowing down my approach. I'm probably going to be really pressed for time if I try to go for the second meld container, and since I value capturing an alien more than I value 10 meld, I'm just going to decide I'm not even going to attempt getting the meld canister at all. I'm just going to completely ignore it, I'm going to take my time, play it safe, and if I'm lucky, I'll be able to capture an alien by the end of this mission.
Location confirmed.
So what you guys may have noticed is that whenever I deal with Seekers, I try to put my assault towards the center of my group on Overwatch. And the reason for this is shotguns get very large aim bonus at point blank range. About plus like 52 to 57. It's some really big number. So that basically makes your assault the most reliable trooper you have for overwatching Seeker Strangulation. So putting him in the center, first of all, it puts him as close as possible to any Seekers that might be attacking, and secondly, since you're blocking off angles of attack, it prevents the Seekers from being able to strangle your assault, and which would prevent him from firing off his Overwatch shot, and that would be bad.
Solid copy.
If you can, put the assault against the wall, since that's one fewer angle that the Seekers could possibly strangle him from.
I'm on the move. Roger. Rolling out.
Now that we've dealt with the Seekers, I can hear 1 pack of floaters remaining, which is perfect. Means we still have an opportunity to capture on this map. Floaters have a base aim of 60 and gain 20 more when flying on classic and impossible difficulty, meaning if you hunker down in high cover, that will be enough to negate their accuracy. If they're not flying, you can actually hunker down in low cover and they'll only have 20% accuracy, which is not bad, but it's still not ideal. That combined with their reckless and stupid AI means that we shouldn't have too hard of a time capturing them. Now unfortunately one of the floaters has advanced very close, meaning he can get a flanking shot on my heavies the next turn. Retreat isn't an option either, because I suspect multiple floaters are overwatching at this time. So I take my healthiest heavy and eliminate the threat. Now all I can do is cross my fingers that the floaters either miss or their terrible AI does not attack us. So fortunately, the floaters fell back instead of attacking. Unfortunately, they're now outside of range for our assault to taser. So we're just gonna hunker down and wait one more turn. I find a nice sweet spot behind the blue pickup truck where my heavy has no line of sight but can still hit the floaters with a rocket. My second heavy finishes off one of the floaters and my assault moves in for an arc thrower capture. In the case that this arc thrower capture fails, my sniper is in position to toss a grenade. The grenade will injure my assault, but it will kill the floater, and it will not kill my assault. So I do have a backup plan in the case that this arc thrower fails.
Now we can begin preparing for the interrogation.
Operational objectives completed.
I know it wasn't easy, but this could really be a turning point in our research. Not only can we We've assembled everything we need to capture and house an alien for interrogation, Commander. The rest is up to our forces on the ground.
In times of war, there's always a leader, a general.
Satellite coverage now available over Australia.
Dr. Vollin's interrogation technique certainly is efficient.
Assessment operational.
I've always thought of science as a way to improve.
Power generator complete.
Our second mission is a UFO landing in South America. I considered ignoring this mission because doing so would bait out an even larger UFO, but at the time I wasn't sure if ignoring a UFO in April would bait out a medium UFO or a bigger target, because all I have right now is a single Phoenix cannon interceptor, and that's not really fit to deal with anything beyond just medium UFOs. So I decided to take this mission.
On my way.
We get the map a small river crossing. I believe that's what it's called. Always move along the right-hand side of this map early on. The reason for this is there's always a spawn to the left. So if you move forward or to the left, you'll trigger them. Fortunately, it's just a bunch of seekers. Nothing really dangerous. I move ahead, take them out, and grab the meld canister.
Heading to that location.
Moving out.
Heading to that location.
One thing worth noting is that if seekers are flying low to the ground over the river, sometimes they'll cause ripples in the water. So if you keep an eye on the water, you can kind of sort of see where they move. In this case, I don't see any ripples, so I just move ahead and just overwatch.
Understood. Moving out. On the move. Heading there now. It's been secured. That's affirmative. Roger. Calm gets.
Roger. We got my eyes on it. Cover my flank!
They're on the move.
Now that the seekers have been dealt with, I'm going to retreat back up the river and onto the high ground. The reason for this is there's actually a path from the high ground onto the roof of the UFO. As with most maps, the roof of anything is always a good position to be in. It gives you high ground aim bonus, and you can drop down to get sneak attacks on whatever aliens you find.
Moving to designated coordinates.
Moving to designated position. Already there.
Now some seekers pop out, and I fire a rocket on them.
Launching.
Unfortunately, I end up firing the wrong rocket, because a shredder rocket doesn't do enough damage to kill a seeker. It also triggers some floaters, but fortunately we have a second heavy to clean up the job. Now all that's left are the meld canister and the outsider. I'm going to attempt to capture the outsider, but I actually don't mind if I fail. The reason for this is I have more ways to deal with panic this month than just performing an assault on the alien base. I also have a 50% chance that a second UFO will pop up later this month, in which case I'll have a second attempt to perform a capture. So if my capture attempt fails here, I'll just move up my second heavy, I'll throw a grenade, and I'll finish off the outsider.
Subduing target.
Excellent work. We'll begin analyzing this new artifact as soon as you return.
All mission objectives completed.